Okay, here we are. This is lesson 14 of drawing a 1963 Corvette Stingray coupe, and this is the final one. We are just, I'm showing you what I'm doing to clean up around the car. There were some places that need to be darkened up somewhat, and I also wrote down 1963 in the license plate because, of course, that's the year, and I just thought it was fitting to do that. Darkening up a little bit, as you see on the top. And there were a couple of places that, even though I'm going to make them a little darker than the photograph, I thought it would be good because it's black and white and I don't have the benefit of using color on it per se. So I thought I'd go ahead and do it this way and make it easier. But it helps to sharpen up the line of the trim around the windows, the rear windows, and also it makes it look a little bit more like it draws your eye into it too. So I'm going to do that, and also there's a little bit more on the side of the top, the fastback top as it comes back, right down near the bottom where it comes into the deck of the car. So I'll do that in just a minute. But I really, really am happy with the way this thing came about. Or came through. It just looks so good to me. It's just as beautiful as I wanted it to be. I couldn't ask for much more. It turned out almost perfectly. And it's very dramatic with all of the highlights in it and the dark spots and then the subtleties too. Right at the belt line particularly, just having that just below the belt line being darker and housing the tail lights and brake lights just worked out great. It really came about just the way I would like it to. There you can see I'm darkening a little bit in that area. That's the highlight on the corner of the fastback right as it comes down to the deck. And in just a minute I'm going to go down and do the other part that's just below the window on the left hand side, and then that goes around to the highlight that's on the top right behind the driver's door. And again, the reason I'm doing that is because I want to have a good contrast between the two of them. I want to make it look like it's darker, which it is in the photograph, because it's in shadow, and that sets it off and also sets it apart from the window and the highlights a little bit too. So I think that's going to be really nice, but we'll see in just a minute because we're working on it right now. And I didn't shorten this up. This is real full speed on this too. So if you see the pen moving, it's because I'm putting dots down. And I don't lift it up very much anymore. I just barely move it around. I can move it back and forth, and all I have to do is just barely touch it. So I can lift it off 10 thousandths and move to the next spot. So I try to do that as often as I can, and that makes it easier to not go crazy with moving my hand up and down. But you can see that they're all dots. If they weren't, it'd be all lines. So that's how it works out. Oh, got a shadow in there. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's where I wanted to darken, right up to the radio antenna. And between the highlight and the window frame. And then back up on the post just behind the driver's door. Okay, coming along just great. Yeah, I just watched a video on YouTube last night about these cars before they were actually introduced to the public. There was a promo movie that Chevrolet made with a couple of very famous drivers, Dr. Dick Thompson and Dave McDonald, and they were driving a car just like this around a GM test track, I'm guessing. And it was very interesting to see these because This was before the car was actually introduced. It was kind of hush hush at the time. They were prototypes, and they were testing and all of that, and then I think this might have been part of the rollout for the car. But it was really funny to watch, or fun to watch, because these cars were at that time brand new, not even released to the public yet, and it showed the head of the Corvette project, Dr. Zora Arkus Duntov, and he was the person most responsible, they said, for making sure that the Corvette lived. They tried to cancel it a couple different times, and he wasn't having any of it, and he kept this car going until it became the world-renowned sports car that it is today. The early examples were far less than a real sports car. They were just personal luxury cars, like a Mercedes 350 SL or something like that. Nice looking, and would go fast enough, but not really a sports car. Too heavy, too clunky, and not enough power to really compete against real, honest-to-goodness sports cars. But if you stay at the game long enough, eventually you get better or you die. So Corvette got better, a whole bunch better. And these cars today are world beaters in terms of endurance racing and sports car racing, and they're just terrific cars. Anyway, getting down toward the end of it. Tomorrow we're going to start another car, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to come back and see if you want to. I've got some in the mix, and we're going to pick one tonight. Anyway, that's it. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye.